Hi, my name is Professor McBall Lover.
It's not.
Yes, I wanted to give you some great information that you may not know that will teach you how to take care of those balls. Yes, and for girls who may not have balls, but may love people who do have balls, this is also for you. So there is a place, I don't know if you've heard about it, but I'm going to explain it to you, called Ballsy. Ballsy.com, that is. They have amazing products that you can use, like ball wash and nut cologne. So amazing. And if you want to find out more about Ballsy and also get 15% off because it's nothing fancier than a guy that has nut cologne, come on now. I'm a professor. Trust me, I would know. So make sure you go to Millennialz.us so that you can get the code and you can use it when you're ordering your stuff for your balls or some balls you might love, okay? So that's Ball Map. You can get 15% off. So use Ball Maps when you shop. Yes.
You bet.
Go right now.
Millennial what?
Pray a trust.
You are watching us from the last form we've ever owned tonight. Consider
Millennial
yourself
what?
lucky. Same goes for anyone.
My name is Lisa and I'm a fucking millennial.
I did not.
Cause we're for real, we made it out some shit. For real. Yeah, you know we run the world, right?
Saying in Tennessee, I know it's
Just want
Texas,
y'all to know
probably
that.
Tennessee, this just fooled me once.
That don't even sound right. That don't even sound like me.
You are fake news.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the individual guest's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Millennialz Anonymous or M.A.P.S Media. The material and information presented here is for entertainment purposes only and not meant to malign any person, place, thing, or group. M.A.P.S Media's name and all forms and abbreviation are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement or opposition of any specific organization, product, or service. This is purely entertainment, folks. Now let's get it.
I'll tell you what I know, all right? I don't know everything about everything. I know a little bit about a little bit, okay? Tell them something, Joe! It's three guys, all right?
Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Millennialz Anonymous podcast. Yes, it is your girl Lisa Winnie and I am a fucking millennial. Yes, you hear my dog in the background. I haven't been back. I'm back. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you, but I'm trying to tell you, okay? It's been a lot of stuff going on. I told you I started producing for another platform, and that consumes pretty much all of my time because a good portion of my time is commuting. So I have to commute to and from, and that's over 2 hours of commute time. And it's a middle of the day shift. So one of the things, I don't know if y'all know it, but 11 to 7, 12 to 8, any of them shifts, you might as well just kiss your life goodbye because you ain't gonna be able to do shit. Like, that's pretty much your whole day. Like, if you work a 3 to 11, you can do shit in the morning, you know. I'll make doctor's appointments in the morning. I can work out in the morning. You know, I can go to the grocery store in the morning. Like, it works. You work like 6 to 2, 7 to 3. You could like, okay, I do my shit in the evening. Okay, I'm gonna work out in the evening. I'm gonna go shopping in the evening. I'm gonna go with my boyfriend in the evening. I'm gonna go over here to my mistress' house in the evening. Like, that's kind of how that works. But when it's 12 to 8, you gotta be like, shit, I guess I got an hour over here. Maybe I got 30 minutes to do this. I don't know. When I get off of work, maybe I got a little, got like 30 minutes I gotta do over here. Like, you really got to reevaluate your life. You gotta say, like, fuck them kids. Like, if you got kids, just say fuck them, because you ain't never gonna see them. Like, by the time you drop them off in the morning for school, and by the time you pick them up, it's time to put them in the bed. So, I mean, if you hate your kids, then that's a perfect shift for you, because you'll never see them. And, you know, all the deadbeat fathers, just say you work 12 to 8. You know what I mean? Just say, I work 12 to 8. I work 11 to 7. Okay? But, yeah, so it takes your whole goddamn life. So, if you work at that shift, I feel your pain and your struggle, especially when you have to commute over an hour to get to work and home, because like that's literally my whole, like, from 9 to 9 I'm not at my house and I'm not doing anything else but for other people. So that's what's been happening. So we'll probably go on a little bit of a hiatus. Maybe, I think the season probably will end at the end of this month in January. And then we'll come back for season 6 and we'll regroup and figure out how the fuck we gonna do this. Cause like on the weekend, I do have my weekends, but by the time I get home and decompress, it's really difficult. And not to mention, I've told y'all a million bajillion times, I have anxiety and depression. And I've just found out that I have, like, I believe I have ADHD, which actually was, it, if you have ever met me, that makes sense. You'll go, oh my God, like you hear me on here and I'm loud as fuck. Like I just am overly loud. I'm overly talkative at times. I can't sit still. I fidget a lot. If you go back and watch any of the brunching things, you see I cannot sit still in my chair. Even on Faraji show, like I'm constantly moving. Like it's just, it makes total sense now. Like have you ever interrupted your own goddamn thought? You bored yourself. Like, I really be thinking about something in my brain, right? Like, you just be like, you know what? I'm really gonna clean up, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna make sure that I pick up the chairs, and then you all of a sudden you be like, you know what? And then sometimes tacos be a little dry. Like, tacos be dry. Like, in the middle of my thought, it just be random thoughts that come in there. That's why I have a sidebar to a fucking sidebar. Like, literally, that's how my brain works. The hyper focus shit, the jumping to place to place. So one of the things that I was going to talk about today, speaking of which, this is a terrible, terrible transition, but whatever. And one of the things I was going to talk about was quiet quitting. So apparently this is a thing. I think I talked about it a little while ago, where you kind of quietly quit your job. Like you're still there, but you're more withdrawing. So you're not giving your all. You're kind of starting to pull back, but you still work there until you don't gotta work there no more, which I highly recommend. Quitting without a job, you know, I give it -5 stars. Do not recommend. And trust me, I've done it. And they're saying that Gen Zs are doing the job hopping thing. And here's the thing. I was a pioneer. Like, I thought it was just something wrong with me, but apparently I was just before my time. Because I was a job hopping, job quitting queen. Like, if it was something that I didn't like, I'd be like, no, I give it 3 months. Sometimes I've even left a job after a week. I've left a job after a day. Like, it's just, I was one of them people when I was younger, and I was really good at getting jobs. Like, I was always like, I was really, really good at that when I was younger. I don't know how I was doing it, but I was really good at it. And I would go, you know what? I don't like this job. And then I would just leave. Like, that was just kind of like, you know what? I don't like this job. Like, I was a pioneer of the job hoppers. See, I was just before my time. Like, people was making fun of me, but I was just before my time. That was it. You know what I mean? That was it. That and my ADHD. Okay? But it's all good. It's all good. But when it comes to the quiet quitting, I think a lot of people can't quit. One of the biggest irritants to me is when I hear managers say or bosses say, if you don't like it here, just leave. And I'm sitting there and I've had this thought in my mind with certain bosses and jobs that I've had in the past. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, if I could leave, you don't think I would have been gone? Like, I don't want to be here, but I'm not going to go into debt either. Like, leaving here and not having anything like that shit in your early teens, you know, late teens, and even into my early 20s. I was like, I can't just job hop no more. I have kids. I cannot do that. I would say M.I.A, but I can't. And so you can't just leave. So that irritates me that they don't understand. Like, they do get it, but they don't get it. Especially if you're a business owner, I don't think you get it. But I was like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm okay, because I know you gonna make sure that you's all right, because you gonna fire me and replace me. You don't give a fuck about me. So if you don't give a fuck about me, I can't sit here and give a fuck about you. I got to care about me. I got to put me first. And that's what people do. And I highly recommend, if you are unhappy with where you are, I do not recommend, like I said, don't just quit without something else. I've done it. Like I said, I give that a negative review on Yelp, Reddit, wherever I need to give the negative, Google, wherever I need to give the negative review. I'm telling you, that shit is bad and it sucks and it's not good. unless it's something absolutely egregious. Like if you are being abused at work, if somebody is torturing you, just walk the fuck out the door and call the police. But besides that, if you just bored at work or you just don't like people sometimes, but they're not really doing anything to you, just stay till you find something else, okay? You have to stay at a job for 30 years. Don't do that. If it is taking you longer than 3 to 5 months to find a new job, reach out to somebody for help. Shouldn't take that long. Reach out to somebody for help because it means that you're doing something wrong. And sometimes it could be the industry. Like the industry that I'm in now requires you to know somebody. So it requires your network ability to be strong. The reason why I'm at where I'm at is because I networked. Had I not networked, I would not be where I am now. I use my network to get where I'm at. And that brings up a great point because I've seen a lot of people say, using me, you using me. I'm like, no, bitch. Listen, if you're on my LinkedIn and you accepted my request, or if you're on Facebook, or if you're on Instagram, if I'm not utilizing my network, it's something wrong with me. Because then that means that I just have you on here as a goddamn follower, and I don't need followers just to have followers. I'm not a Gen Z. I'm not an alpha that just needs constant validation by followers. That's not how I roll. If you on my LinkedIn especially, you best believe that I'm gonna fucking reach out to you for something. Because I've saw some value in you on a business scale that we need to be talking. Whether it's a business partnership, whether I'm curious about getting into your industry, I'm going to reach out to you. It absolutely makes no sense to build up a following, a social following on any social media platform and not use it. That shit don't make no sense. You have to use your network. Use your vows. Like whatever network you got, fucking utilize it. And if you don't have nobody in your network that's doing better than you, get a better network. Because you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you cannot grow and you cannot become better. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. And I hate people who want to be the smartest person in the room. Like I've met a few and I can't, like I'll be cordial to you, but I can't stay around you too long because I hate a motherfucker that always got to be right all the time. Like you don't have to be right all the time. Like if you know everything, you are never gonna grow. That's the best you can be. If you know everything, whatever you are right now is the best you gonna be. I can't do that. Can't have that, won't do that, won't be that. No. And we're living in a crazy ass world right now. We've had like 3 mass shootings, 2 in California within the last couple of days. And it's getting real fucked up out here. Like, it's a mass shooting everywhere. This year alone, we've had a ton of mass shootings. And I don't really think people are taking their mental health. No, I'm not going to say that people aren't taking their mental health seriously, because we have this conversation all the time. That's not true. I think what's happening is that a lot of people are becoming frustrated. And that's what's happening. People are becoming frustrated with what's going on in the world and what's happening with them, and they don't know how to express it. And a lot of the times, one of the things that I noticed kind of going back to work, and I'm not saying these people, well, I think one of them did happen at work. I think somebody did come back in and they shot up the job recently. I think that happened. But I think when it comes to just paying attention to people, a lot of people do not pay attention to people. And I'm one of the most observant motherfuckers, probably to a fault. I overanalyze everything. So when I see people, it's the way that you speak. You know, I've said fucked up things and I've said things that I don't necessarily mean, or they come out not in the right way. But when I listen to people, I listen to what they're saying and I try to figure out the intent. Because sometimes people say stuff and then I'm like, I don't know about that. And you have to pay attention to people's behaviors. Like, I've noticed things. Like, I've had this incident, I'm not going to get too specific about it, where I noticed something about someone that for whatever reason, no one else is seeing it. And I'm like, is this something wrong with me? But then I start to realize that if the people around people are so into themselves, which a lot of people are nowadays because of social media and because of the way that the world is built, and depending on what industry you in, people kind of have to be very self-absorbed. and they don't necessarily pay attention to others. And paying attention to others and being nice to others is seen as a fucking weakness. And we've taught our children this. And so now a bunch of people around you are so self-absorbed and they don't want to care about others because being nice to people is a sign of weakness. So they don't give a fuck. And then you start to notice this person's slow decline and nobody's saying anything because no one sees it. And I think that that's what's happening, because a lot of the times when we see these mass shootings, we see these people kill their spouses, we see people kill their children, we see these people just go off and do these crazy ass things. There's always signs, but we tend to ignore the red flags. They're there, but we ignore the red flags. And like a lot of the times we say that these things come out of left field, but sometimes they do. But most often, if you're really paying attention, they don't. Like most people tell you and they show you how they really feeling. Like you might not know they're gonna come up to the job and, you know, start shooting up the joint, but you know that, okay, Bob not okay. Bob is not cool. Like something going on with Bob. You know what I mean? Like, you know something is off. Like it's been people, like even a mass shooter in Uvalde. At his job at Burger King, his nickname there was a mass shooter. They knew it was something going on with him, but a lot of the times we ignore the signs and we just go on about our day. No, you don't want to mislabel somebody and say that, oh yeah, this person's gonna do da-da-da-da. Just because somebody is sad, don't call the FBI. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But you do need to pay attention to those red flags. And sometimes ask like the person, like, are you cool? It may not stop them from doing stuff, but you never know. Some people do need a, hey, are you cool? Hey, you all right? How you really feeling? Like, no, I'm not just asking surface level. Like, how are you doing? Because everybody ain't going to tell you how they're feeling. And I'm going to sound like I'm talking out the side of my mouth. But that does not mean that you can save everybody either. Everybody's not going to tell you what's going on with them. Everybody's not going to be straight with you because everybody doesn't feel comfortable in order to tell you how they're feeling, depending on the relationship. Everybody's not going to want to do that. So if something does happen, I'm not necessarily blaming you. But I think that we do need to do a better job of just checking in on folks and being a little bit more observant about our surroundings and what people say, and paying attention to the intent behind what people are saying and not just what they're saying or how they're saying. Because we get real caught up in the, well, she said it, like she said it with an attitude. Like we always get caught up in that. But pay attention to the intent. What are they actually saying? I think that would make a huge difference in the world. I'm just saying. And speaking of a huge difference in the world, we in Maryland, I'm in Maryland still, but I don't know how long I actually will be in Maryland because I have a strange feeling I'm going to have to move at some point. But right now I'm in Maryland and we got a brand new governor. Yeah, my governor is black, you know, and so we have a black governor. He was inaugurated. Oprah came. It was a whole thing. Everybody in the state of Maryland was at the goddamn inauguration dinner. It was just, you know, everybody got a picture with him, like all of those things. Like he is zealous, if that's a word to use there, because he is very much a go-getter. So we will see what happens with Maryland. He seems very enthusiastic. He seems very ambitious. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm really excited. And speaking of the Democrats, Joe Biden decided that he was just going to say, you know, fuck them papers. And now Joe Biden, listen, Joe, is it a coincidence that the two oldest presidents lost documents? Probably not. No. And he's thinking about rerunning. I'm like, Joe, I'm not trying to be an ageist, but Joe. Like, come on, Joe. Tell me something, Joe. Like, we can't, Joe. Listen, there's so many other people that the Democrats couldn't run right now. You got the papers. the Republicans is now they gonna be on these papers. They was like, oh, fuck, Trump had 1,000 documents. Fuck that. He had 1,000 documents, a year to turn the papers over, and a subpoena he's defied. But fuck that, okay? He had the nuclear codes for Iran in his basement, but fuck it, okay? Fuck that. We want to know what Joe Biden had. We want to know what was on them 10 documents. Fuck them 1,000 documents, but them 10 documents, we want to know what's on them. And Hunter Biden laptop, because he probably gave Hunter, that's why I was in there, it's Hunter Biden laptop. So I'm like, Joe, you knew that, like, really, Joe? After the whole, you went after, come on, man. Like, I'm so frustrated with this White House right now, because it was like, we were doing so well. Joe Biden, he was doing good. He had put out something for student loans, even though it wasn't enough. Because I'm like, Joe, we all owe like $1 billion in student loans. Like, what the hell is $10,000 going to do? But okay. So, we had him help with the student loans. He passed the Infrastructure Reduction Act. He helped to be able to pass with jobs. There's so many jobs that he's created. He's been able to really use his Department of Justice, has been going after corruption and misconduct and the policing and law enforcement. He's really been able to get inflation is coming down. And like, he's been doing so much. He's been giving so much money to HBCUs. He's giving so much money to back into the middle class and to help to rebuild the middle class and the working class families. He's helped to we haven't gotten the wages up, but we've increased wages a little bit. Like, there's so many things that the Biden administration, he's passed the first environmental bill, major environmental bill. Like, there's so many things that Joe Biden has done, right? In the 2 years. It's only been 2 years. It feels like it's been a billion years, but it's only been 2 years. And then y'all go and you do this shit. Like, y'all didn't check his house. Y'all didn't check his office. He had them documents since Obama. Like, why? I don't know. Like, Joe, listen, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You had a historic midterm. The most of the time when the Democrat is in the presidential office, you lose a ton of seats. That did not happen. You really have gone after, as a Democrat, to protect, a woman's right to choose. Like, there's so many things that y'all have been doing right. And for y'all to do this, Joe, you gotta sit down. You have so many candidates that you could probably run. Is Pete busy? Like, what Pete doing? You know what I mean? Like, I know Pete he ain't busy. He free. Pete free. He work for you. So I know he gonna be free. If you sit down, he gonna sit down. You know what I mean? So that means he got some free time. And then, I just said Westmore. You got Westmore over there. He young and he has the enthusiasm and ambition of a golden retriever. So I think that we could do it. Like, Joe, there's other people that could be in line. Okay, it's other people that could do it. Why is it that you still try and run, Joe? Like, after this document stuff, you just need to sit down. Like, just sit all the way the fuck down. Okay, just sit down. And I know some people are like, well, no, it's not. No, I think this was the straw that was like, okay, it's time to sit down. Like, we need somebody else to get in there. And I'm not saying that he's not doing, his administration is not working. They are certainly working. But I just feel like there's constant distractions with this, with Joe. Like, it's just one after another, and after another. And I would hate to be morbid, but he's in his 80s. He'll be in his 80s. When you look around and all your friends is gone, like, it's time, just enjoy it. Like, enjoy your golden years, because running and being the president is not an enjoyable experience. It's really not. And honestly, I was thinking about the presidency and what it will look like years from now, because now you got to run for president when you were like in kindergarten, because everybody gonna be pulling up tweets and look what they said when they was in the 3rd grade, because everybody has a phone now in the 3rd grade. So I don't know what our presidency is gonna look like, but I can tell you this, Joe, if DeSantis run, I don't know if Joe beats DeSantis. Joe beats Trump, for sure. I don't know if Joe beats DeSantis, and that is scary. And that's why I think we need somebody else in order to step in. Like, we need somebody else to come in to maybe energize and in the Democratic base, because I don't know what this looks like when he has to try to run again. I just don't know. I don't know. And speaking of I don't know, if you know and have heard about Tyrese Nichols, is in Memphis, Tennessee. He was beaten to death. So it was very much like Rodney King. He was beaten to death by 5 officers, all of which who are black. So all of the police officers are black in this situation. And now what we're hearing is it's not a white-black thing, it's a cop thing. Okay. And I'm going to say something that is a very unpopular opinion. I've always said this, and I'm going to continue to say it. What should have happened when we first started the movement, especially with Black Lives Matter, is it shouldn't have initially been a racial thing when we were talking about police reform. It should have been a police thing, a policing issue. Because one of the things that you'll notice is that a lot of the people who go into the police department, I'm not saying that there isn't systemic racism in the police department. Oh, I so believe that. I'm not saying that racists don't flock to the police department. I'm not saying that either. But what I'm saying is, it's bigger than that. A lot of the people who go into policing, jobs like policing, politics, that tend to have power, people who are seeking power like those jobs that have a level of authority. So when you have people that you're going to attract things like narcissists to those types of jobs, you're going to have problems. So you're going to have to change the way that you market those jobs. You're going to have to change the way that you hire, because if not, you're going to end up with a police force full of people that could potentially not be great candidates. And it's a policing issue, because, like, how do you convince half the population that doesn't believe racism exists, right? Or more than half the population of the U.S. that racism in the police department and is the biggest issue with the police department, when it's only like 0.00002% of the population that has been killed? It's going to be very hard for you to make that argument. I'm not saying it's a valid argument. I'm saying it's going to be hard. If you really want change, you have to convince people that there is a problem. And not only that there is a problem, that the problem has something impactful to you. So if I have a problem and I need help fixing it, I need to somehow convince you that it also impacts you. Otherwise, you're not really going to give a fuck to help me. So now, if we made this a policing issue from the gate, we might have been able to get some stuff done. But I think we were so busy trying to be right, instead of getting stuff done. That's what happened. It's exactly what happened. And I think now we need to reevaluate how we're doing this, and how we're marketing it, and how we are really fighting for change, if that is in fact how we're gonna do it. Like, we have to figure out a way in order to get other, because we can't, if most of us aren't on the police force, we cannot change it. So we need to get them to change it. So a lot of times when you hear people say it's not really a black issue, it's a white issue, that's very, very true. Because when you look at a lot of police departments, most of them are white, because in the U.S., most of the people in the U.S. are still white. It's white, and then I think Hispanic people are right behind white people, because I think, don't get me the line, but white people are the largest population in the U.S. I want to say they're over 40-some%, and I think Hispanic people are like 20-some%, and black people like 13%, and then it just goes down. So it's not a ton of us. So we have to get other people on board with this fight in order to really get stuff done. And I don't think we did that. I don't think that's what happened. So I think when we're looking at this, the video hasn't come out yet to the public. The family has seen it, but the video hasn't come out to the public. So once the video has been released, I think we do need to take a regroup and figure out, okay, so how do we get police reform done? How do we get it done in a meaningful way that actually will impact change? Because the way that we did it last time didn't work. So how do we do that? Right? And I think that that's where we should be at this point, or this juncture, okay? Because things have gotten, we see it a lot more. I'm not gonna say it's gotten, well, I think last year, the police killed more people on record than ever before. So I guess it has gotten slightly worse. But we've been seeing this for a while, and I don't know if we've truly come to a consensus of how to fix this. I don't think we've had that open conversation, and a conversation that we are really truly willing to have. Because honestly, in my opinion, even with all the issues that they have, I don't think abolishing the police is the answer. So we need to figure out what that looks like and how we go forth. Just saying. And I've talked about Kanye West in a minute. He did get married, so congratulations to fucking Kanye West. He got married to a Kim Kardashian lookalike, and he's quiet now, so I guess he's happy. I know a lot of people out here saying this and saying that, but if he's off the fucking internet, let him be off the internet. Like, goddamn, like, I'm happy for him. Whatever she done did, he is off the internet and he ain't saying stupid shit. I'm happy. Like, if he like it, I love it. Don't be how Sway had the answers. You know what I mean? Because Kanye is he's off the internet, and I couldn't be happier for him and her. Okay, she knew what she signed up for, so she married him. I don't even feel it's okay. She gonna be all right. All right, she gonna be all right. And shout out to Geekset, by the way. We've had Young Deuces on the show. We've had Bacardi on the show. We've not had a chance to get Didge on the show. We've not been able to get the whole group on the show, but we have had at least two. And they got speaking of Sway, they got a deal with Sway. So they're going to be on Sway's universe. Their podcast, Geek Set, is now on Sway. They've partnered with Sway, so they're now mainstream. They're not even independent anymore. He's, when I tell you that Rudy really grinds, he's from Wisconsin. He really, and because I mentioned Wisconsin because it's not like he's from New York and he's not from California. So if you are from, you can really do this shit if you're from anywhere. And he grinded. When I say that he was out here on the ground, speaking of networking, he networked like nobody's business. He reached out to people. He did the damn thing. And look at him now. So congratulations to Geek Set Podcast. Super dope. We've highlighted them on M.A.P.S Media a couple times as a great podcast. They're so fucking dope. Do definitely check them out on Sway Universe platform, and then you can go directly to geekset.com. I think it's geekset.com, so you can just check them out and all the damn things. Oh yeah, and speaking of which, also go and vote for Roland Martin Unfiltered Black Votes Matter election coverage. It got nominated for an NAACP award, okay? And I actually was one of the producers of that special. It's weird to say that, but I was. And if, he wins, I win too. So make sure you go out. I would love to say I've won an NAACP award. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I've won 2 communicator awards, but I've not won an NAACP award, so that would be fucking super dope if I definitely could say that I've won an NAACP award, so that'd be dope. So make sure you go out and vote. I think it's NAACPvotes.net. So if you go to NAACPvotes.net and you go to information and news, and then you click on Roland Martin Unfiltered Black Votes Matter News Coverage. Just click vote. You can only vote one email per vote. So yeah, I had that. I forgot to add that in there. So yeah, congratulations to me too, I guess. You know, yeah, shout out to me sometimes. I'm trying to be better than that. Like, because I always be super humble and I don't take accomplishments and I don't put it out there. So I'm gonna start trying to brag. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna brag to y'all, okay? I'm gonna brag to y'all. But right now, I don't know. It was something else I wanted to... oh, no, I said it wrong. It's vote.naacpimageawards.net. That's the website. It's y'all don't need to know that. It's vote.naacpimageawards.net. So go vote. Okay, go vote to that. What else? It was something else that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Oh, the debt ceiling. So yeah, I hope they get that together. McConnell said that ain't my business. I ain't supposed to get y'all no debt ceiling. That ain't my job. That's Congress got them on there. That's McCarthy and Biden's job to get that together. Because they over there, like in the Senate, they over there talking about fucking Taylor Swift tickets. I'm like, no, bitch, I need you to get this debt ceiling together, because I don't know if y'all know it, but if they don't get this debt ceiling together, y'all ain't gonna get y'all taxes, because that's one of the things that ain't gonna come, because they come from the federal government. Them federal government check taxes, that be the big one. Them state taxes be little. So I'm like, listen, y'all, if y'all really bout it, y'all need to be worrying about this debt ceiling now. They ain't extended it. I think it's like at $34 trillion, which doesn't allow for any new spending at all. So I'm like, I needs my taxes, baby. I needs my taxes. Oh, Young Thug. So I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, Young Thug, you can't be saying that about Young Thug. He ain't have no... I'm like, listen, if somebody is giving you drugs in a courtroom... And this is why I say, if you're stupid enough to put your business in a fucking rap lyric, you need to get caught. Like, if you're telling, I killed a man on the street yesterday, Man and Lord Devontae had the gun and they shot him in the head and put his body in the ground. Like, if you're too stupid enough to put that shit in a rap lyric, use that shit in court. Use it. I don't give a fuck. If you're that dumb, you need to be caught. Okay? You need to be off the street. You are a goddamn menace, because you want to be caught. Don't save him. He don't want to be saved, because you don't. Ain't no goddamn way. So if you putting that in the lyrics, you putting it in the lyrics, and you need to be caught. So I don't care about that. And he got handed Percocet in the goddamn courtroom. Y'all, make it make sense, okay? Make it make sense to me. Like, why are y'all still defending that? Like, he knew. He gonna say he ain't know what he was giving him. I wouldn't have took anything. Why? I'm in the court. I'd be like, nah, I'm good. You trying to get? No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Because as soon as he gave it to me, I would have been giving it to, like, no, look what he gave me. He did it. I ain't do it. He gave that to me. I would have dropped the shit on the floor like, no, hot potato. That's how you know. Some people just fucking blatant. You hear me? Like, that shit is crazy to me. It's absolutely fucking crazy to me. But, you know, it is what it is. And I guess his fans, I don't know what his fans are called, the young thuggins, or whatever they call, the thuggaliciouses, whatever they call, they gonna support him to the end. But I'm like, listen, we saw it, though. We saw it. And there's no defending that, because we fucking saw it. Okay? We fucking saw it. And I was going to go over, I did a whole rating system on the fast food because I'm fat, which I have not lost any weight this year. I said that I was. But I had a whole conversation with somebody about these restaurants and rating them. Because I broke my restaurants down in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Okay, so all the fast food restaurants, I broke them down. And one day I'm gonna have this conversation, because me and D had a whole argument about who is tier 1, who tier 2, who tier 3. We had a whole conversation about who go where and what in the water. And one day we gonna have that conversation, and I'm gonna put it out there. But yeah, okay, like yeah, but it's interesting. Yeah. So let me get to it. Like, I'm gonna let you guys know what's gonna happen. I'll put some stuff out there on social media. Make sure you go and follow on social media so you know what's happening. And that's it. So I'm gonna play this interview. It is a recapped, rerun interview, so it's not brand new. So if they say something, it's like, wait, what?
Artists of our generation. I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google, create more.
Welcome. Is it Masheen? Am I saying it right? Charlie
Machine, baby, Machine.
I'm hearing it. I thought you was from Charlie Masheen from Boston, Mass, but it sounds. Am I hearing a New York accent?
I'm influenced by hip hop culture, so but nah, I'm from Boston. Yeah, Boston, born and raised.
Okay, I was about. It sounded a little bit like New York to me. Got you.
I get that sometimes, but I don't see it. But it is what it is.
Okay, got you. Now, how did Charlie become the Machine? Because you in media, right? Like media now. Have you always been in media, or were you in art? Because what I normally hear with people that are very heavily influenced by music is that you are an artist first.
Yeah, that's what happens. You know what I mean? I failed as an artist. You know what I mean? Niggas call me the Joe Budden of Boston. You know what I mean? I used to rap under the moniker of Young Chiz.
Okay.
My name is Charles. Niggas call me Chiz. That's like a Boston thing. Everybody Chiz. Like, I don't know if people knew Ralph Tresvant from New Edition was Riz. He was like the first is. You know what I mean? From Boston. That was publicly known. I was Young Chiz. I rapped for years since I was like 14 years old. It was, it was cool. It was fun. Started doing other things. Got, caught up in life, and I stopped making music. Started getting into the podcast space in 2018. I recorded my first podcast. December 2018, I recorded my first podcast episode. I had another podcast with a partner of mine that didn't really do too well. And I started CWTFB radio in 2020, and here we are today, man. I'm Charlie Masheen. My man M.A.P., my actual old partner on the podcast that I had prior, he gave me the name Machine because it was around the time that Charlie Sheen had that winning interview.
Oh,
right.
Okay, got you.
And at the time, he was like, "Yo, you winning? You Charlie Sheen from M.A.P.S, so you're Machine." You know what I mean? At May, whatever. So here, I'm Charlie Masheen. Here we are.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
That's interesting. So, are you a podcast, or you already? Because I was a little confused. I was like, all right, so you added the radio because of the music, or are you technically?
Well, I called it CWTFB radio because I want people to rap. You know what I mean? Like, when you come up here, if you're an artist, I want you to freestyle. I want to see what your abilities are to create on the fly. You know what I mean? Whether you sing, whether you rap, whether you do poetry, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna ask a politician to rap, but like, if you know what I mean.
I mean, that would be dope if you can get them to do it.
Right? It'd be crazy. But nah, we're not there yet. But we having fun with it. It started, picking up a little steam right now in the city, and and here we are.
I mean, you guys have had a lot of people on your show locally, and it's funny to me because Bobby Brown Jr.? I think you had him.
I did not have Bobby Brown Jr. on there. No, I did not. But I know somebody who was really close with him. My man Yahweh Almighty. He was really close with Bobby Brown Jr. I think they're family, actually. They might be like cousins or something, like distant cousins. And that was the only connection I had to him. But no, I didn't get a chance to do that.
Got you. Yeah, that would have been so dope. Rest in peace. Yeah,
R.I.P., man. He was doing his thing, and to have a name like Bobby Brown attached to you, like you don't ask for things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got to uphold the legacy. It just sucks that his story was cut short. You know what I mean?
What's Boston? So is Boston like a? Because I'm from Baltimore.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about Boston, except for I know you guys have like us. You have a really distinct accent, where it's like, oh, I know where you're from.
Well, you see, the thing about that is people who have a Boston accent are white. You know what I'm saying? There's no niggas that sound like I'm about to park my car in the Harvard Yard and all that stupid shit. I hate that shit because it's like I don't know no niggas who talk like that. You know what I mean? And I'm in sales, so like I speak to affluent Anglo Saxons on a daily basis.
Got you.
And I've said it to some of them. They'll be like, yeah, people always know where I'm from because of my accent, and I'm like, the funny thing is, you ain't even from Boston. You're from like fucking Everett or like Revere or like one of these metro Boston towns or Walpole or whatever the case may be. And that's the people who talk like that, the whites. It's not us. It's not us. We have an East Coast accent, I believe.
That is interesting. Now that you mention that, that is true. All the people that I can tell that have that accent, they are white.
Yeah, they have no melanin in their saying? Like they not it. They not us.
You right. I mean, I'm sorry. My bad. Did you watch, like, because I know you do a lot of like music reviews. You bring a lot of artists on your show. I was gonna call you Keisha, but I didn't. I was like, I'm gonna call him the Keisha. I stopped. But did you watch that? Did you watch the verses? What? Well, let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on the verses? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you think it's unnecessary?
I didn't get to see Keisha and Ashanti. I've seen a few verses joints. I would love to see, what sucks is that you can't do it. You know what I mean? Because Nate Dogg passed, but when I think of like verses, I think of like people like Devin the Dude versus Nate Dogg.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you're like, a real
East Coast, West. Okay. Oh, I do this shit. You know what I mean? I do this rap shit. Like hip hop, that's in my blood. Like I have a brother who was born in 74. You know what I mean? I was born in 89. And, his influence in music kind of trickled into what I wanted to listen to. And I went back. I dug into the crates. I got cousins who were DJs that are Gen X. They're not millennials like me. So like, they influencing me on like, you should listen to this, you should listen to that. Till this day, my favorite solo artist is Ghostface Killah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Biggie's the greatest of all time till this day. You know what I mean? But so I'm stuck in that,
better than Tupac
world. Oh, I never really cared for Tupac. I'm not gonna front. I think he's good. I think he's a great artist. He's a great entertainer, great actor. I just don't believe his story. I felt like his story was.
You think he made it up?
I feel like he forced an image because he attached himself to Death Row Records.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because prior to Death Row Records, he's fucking with Digital Underground and shit like that. And, his first album came out and yeah, he would allude to the streets, but he never made it seem like he was the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You got a mother who's a Black Panther, so you're gonna have a strong personality with a woman like that. Not only is she a Black Panther, she was like the leader of her sector. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't no games playing like with Afeni Shakur. So we understand. So a strong Black woman like that raising you're gonna be a strong Black man. But at the end of the day,
but isn't it about the lyrics and not necessarily? Because see, that kind of brings us into today with music. Is it really about the artist, the background, the story, or is it about the talent? His talent, like if his talent is dope.
Both. His talent is undeniable, but it's one thing to say, I come from an area that does X, Y, and Z, to now it's thug life tatted on my stomach.
So you feel he like well, this is pushing it. They in no world would you ever put these two artists in the same sentence, but I'm about to do it. Okay, so are you comparing him to a Tekashi?
No, stop it.
I'm not saying he's a snitch.
That is a super stretch. Tekashi doesn't have that background. You know what I mean? Daniel, you know what I mean, was raised by what was a Mexican immigrant family,
Mhm.
whatever. He was a good kid up until he started doing music. The difference is Pac, he might have seen some shit. With your mom being a Black Panther, you might have seen some guns in the crib. You might have seen some shit go down. Um, the difference is he went to school for the arts. He could package himself up to be whoever the fuck he wants to be. You know what I'm saying? He can
Okay.
make us believe, the consumer, that he is that guy. When in reality, he's just really good at putting words together, and he's just a great artist. So I don't want to shit on his legacy. I just, because of that, I just didn't. And it was on some East Coast, West Coast shit. I was like, oh, fuck that. I mean, fuck the other side. It is what it is. Gang, gang, nigga. What's
Okay.
up? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah, I
You
would.
know?
I will never in history put them together. But I mean, if that's the case, and people really, really are into the talent of the artists as well as the background, why don't we have more lyrical music now? I mean, you seem like a Griselda guy, and like
Oh,
you listen to
absolutely.
that type of stuff, but that's not who's popping. When you see all the people, and yeah, I'm old, I'm a millennial, so I say popping. That's not who's really. That's not who's moving. That's not who's
Well,
on the charts.
I mean, if anybody, if you anybody who's in my age group, and you understand hip hop, and you really appreciate the art form, you would understand that Benny the Butcher is probably the hardest artist out right now, right? Um, can he make hits like Drake? No,
Hmm.
but he doesn't have to, because the lyricists respect him, and the movers and shakers respect him. So it's like you got people who are not necessarily the most, the party starters,
Okay.
but they will literally rap. I know street dudes who rap who say Benny the Butcher is the only person that they would pay for a feature. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
okay.
Because he speaks to them.
Hmm.
Um, but it's also a double-edged sword, because it's like that's not the only type of music. You know what I mean? Like there's young cats that are coming up right now who make the most deaf esque, Talib Kweli esque music
Right.
that should be recognized, but because they're not talking about moving a pack or shooting a nigga, they're not getting recognized, right? So, um, hip hop's funny like that. it,
But who's
it,
pushing it though? Like, because I hear a lot of people say that, like if they, you're not talking about a certain lifestyle, nobody want to hear it. But who's pushing it? Because people used to blame the label. Now labels don't even really fucking exist.
yeah,
Who's
labels ain't
pushing
shit.
this?
The consumers, and the people who people think are cool, like, you know what I mean, like the people who kind of give other people validation, right?
Okay.
Um, you because look at it like this, right? You might have. All right, so I'm from Boston. You ever heard of
Mhm.
7981 Cal?
No.
So 7981 Cal is an artist from Boston who made a lot of drill music with his label mate counterpart G Fredo, right?
Okay.
Their crew was called HSM, Headshot Mafia, and I'm not gonna say was called. It's Headshot Mafia. G Fredo and 7981 Cal, they're fighting a federal RICO case right now, right?
Oh.
I don't really
Okay.
know what's going on with them. I can't confirm nor deny what the fuck was going on with them. But you look at them, they made that bang bang shoot 'em up, rah rah, you know what I mean, like gang gang music,
Mm-hmm.
and they was doing millions of views online.
Mm-hmm.
G Fredo, I mean not G Fredo, Cal made a record with what the nigga name, one of these new singy rap niggas,
No, it's melodic. Stop.
yeah,
It's
singy rap,
melodic rap.
that's what I call it, singy rap. uh I forget his name, but either way, one of these new poppin' niggas, a few of them, and they got a few, and he also did something with Mozzie. They did a few records, and they doing wild, crazy, stupid, dumb numbers, but they're not the best lyrical rappers.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, hey, yo, Fredo, go ahead, nigga, pull the potato. Like,
Oh, okay.
it rhymes, but it's not nothing that's gonna move me, a hip hop connoisseur, to be like, oh, this is it, because I heard of them, and not once when they were out did I think I want to bring these guys on the show.
Okay.
But then when I started looking at their numbers, I was like, oh shit, these dudes are like really viral. Like they viral. Like it's not no game. It's all alleged.
It's
Ain't nothing
heavy.
set in stone. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens. I hope they make it out, because that's the last thing I want to see somebody is get jammed up on some bullshit. But what I'm saying is, you got guys like that, right, who are not lyrical artists, and then you have the other guys who are young. You know, they're energetic, they're super lyrical, but nobody's paying attention to them because they're not making that bang bang shoot 'em up music. Those are the guys that I like to speak for.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna talk about, you know, the G Fredos and the 791 Cavs and, you know, the Dita Flyises and, you know, and the, you know, Millennialz. I know you heard of Millennialz. Millennialz is viral. Millennialz is everywhere. Millennialz is not that far left. Like, he's not crazy bang bang shoot 'em up, but of course he's gonna talk about what's going on in his environment. You know, Millennialz is high level rap. He coined the term. But there's a lot of other guys who are high level rap too. They just make different type of music, and those are the guys that need to be heard. You know,
and is that what you're trying to do? Like, so you, because it seems like you like you said, you don't really fall into what's trending. It's more so, I guess, what you like. So you're trying to change the narrative.
In a sense, because at the end of the day, you kind of have to go with what's trending. Because if you want to be a liable source, if you want to be a viable source that people are going to actually want to watch and be entertained by, like, I know what I bring to a broadcast. I know what my co-host brings to a broadcast. My man Cash and my sis Bells, you know, I know the type of energy they bring. But at the end of the day, we have to pay attention to what's moving, right? You know, I always tell people, it's like, I could like your music, but what have you done for yourself lately? Do you invest in yourself? Do you market yourself? Are you marketable? Are you personable? Like, do you like to build relationships with people? So there's a lot of multiple factors that go into it. If the only thing is missing is you know, if you're putting the money into it, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the energy, and whatever reason you're just not popping, I'll definitely have you on the show.
Okay.
Because I want to showcase that. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you like, nah, you know, you got to have X amount of views to be on my shit. Because that's whack. You know what I mean? Because views is not skills. It's skills over politics at the end of the day.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you cutting the bureaucracy out, the tape, the red line, and you like, no, we're not doing none of that. We bringing you on if you're talented, you deserve to be on. But isn't it but that's where we're at. You're a podcaster, I'm a podcaster. You know how the podcasting game works.
Yeah.
You gotta go viral. And
you gotta go viral, and it's a leverage thing for us, right?
Right.
For podcasters. It's like, okay, how can I leverage your time? You know what I mean? Like, and if you're not bringing anything to my table, you know what I mean, the fuck we need to have a conversation. You know what I mean? But I feel like there's a gray area there, and you got to just use your best judgment to kind of figure out who can fit that bill.
I would put your show in the same lane as a Joe Budden.
Right. So,
but
you see, but the thing is, I'm not a conventional podcast. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't like most podcasts will, you know, if it's a music podcast, what they'll do is they'll play the record. They'll play the record, and then they'll talk about it, right? I don't do that on my show. Like, I bring on an artist, we talk about them and what they're doing and things of that nature. We have a conversation, and I'm playing their music in the background. If you hear anything that you like, go and fucking look them up. You know what I mean? Go look them up. And that's why I put the music in the background. Not too many people do that. I put it low enough where it's not interfering with the audio, but it's high enough for you to understand the cadence, right? For you to understand, like, oh, this shit sounds good. It's good music. Or whatever the case may be. And also, I have people rap. Not too many podcasts are doing that, like bringing people on and saying, like, I need you to rap. You know what I mean? If you don't rap, don't show up. But you know what I mean? So, like, that's why I'm at with it, because it's like, bro, like, let's make this a radio station. Let's make this a radio station for the people. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like my vision with it. So, and content is the biggest thing that I'm pushing. It's like, how much content can we give the people from the people in our region? You know what I mean?
Now your intent is to stay local in Boston, not really to expand outside of that area right at this time.
For the moment, you know, my ultimate vision for this platform is, you know, you look at Joe Budden podcast, right? He's Joe Budden, right? When people are in the area, they want to tap in with Joe Budden podcast. Right. You know, if somebody flies into New York or Jersey, wherever, I don't know where he records, whatever, they're like, if I got time, I'm gonna sit down with Joey and Rory and Mal. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking to do. Is I want to bring, you know, the attention to the people who are out there, like the major artists. And COVID kind of put a damper in that because nobody's touring, nobody's coming out here. Like I had an opportunity to have Lady London on here, and I fucking love Lady London. She's amazing. It was supposed to be last August, and she told me, she was like, "Yo, look, like if you pull up on me, I'll do the interview on the spot." And I was ready to just, I mean, whatever, woo, woo. But COVID happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So
Fucking
that changed
COVID.
the whole narrative. You know what I mean? So, but that's what I mean. Like, if I, you know, having an interview with somebody like Lady London would open doors to having conversations with other people. You know what I mean? And that's just what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I want to talk to the people who I think are dope. Lady London's an amazing lyricist. Like I don't really understand why she's not on the fucking mainstream stage yet, to be honest.
I think she doesn't fit the narrative. I don't want to knock my ladies. I don't want to knock my ladies.
She don't got a fake ass and fake titties.
That I think it's true. I mean, all of the rappers right now that are popping, you got, you know, Erica just came out. You got Meg the Stallion. You know, you got Cardi B. So the girl that does the Bust It, that new song, and her name Erica. I think it's Erica. I think it's Erica Campbell. I think it's her name.
Okay.
But they're all the same. Like they all they kind of look the same. They all their hair's the same.
Body shape. You know what I mean? Light skinned Keisha, who's not really light skinned either. I don't really understand why.
I was thinking that my damn self.
She's like your complexion. Like it's fucking weird. Like are you light skinned? Do you consider yourself light skinned?
Oh no.
I'm brown skinned. Dark skinned, right? Thank you.
I actually consider myself dark skinned. I think it's the lights. I got lights.
So my thing is like, what kind of black ass motherfuckers you was growing up around? Because it's like, you know, like I'm dark, right? I would never in my life, like Keisha's probably like maybe a shade or two lighter than me, right? It's like whatever. That's neither here nor there. That'll get into a whole other conversation about colorism and shit like that. I don't want niggas dragging me on the internet. So,
and you do talk about race a little bit on your show. I was gonna bring that up
all the time.
I was gonna bring that up. You must didn't listen to my Millennialz Anonymous at all. So you have an interesting viewpoint on that.
I don't hate white people. What I dislike is white people trying to, leverage black people's voices for their benefit.
Okay.
Right. And especially like white rappers. Right. I don't really like white rappers. Like, you gotta be like.
So you don't fuck with Logic?
Not really. He's kind of boring. And Logic's not even all white. He's half black. So like. He's what I consider a rapidy rap ass nigga, right? Like he's like how many syllables can I say in this one sentence, right? Like he's one of them niggas, and he can rap. But I don't really give a fuck about that shit. His life doesn't resonate with mine. We came up different. We don't really relate on a lot of things. I'm not saying he sucks.
Like M? Do you fuck with M?
Eminem?
Yeah,
absolutely. Eminem is one of the greatest. He's in my top 5.
He's in your top 5, but you don't like Tupac. That's interesting.
Why is that interesting?
Eminem, but not Tupac?
You think Tupac rap better than Eminem? Like rap. Like rap skills.
I mean, he's not going to be able to do the fancy wordplay that Eminem did. If you go back and read the lyrics, no, the bars are not that fancy wordplay. But if you don't like Logic for being able to do all the goddamn syllables, like
I just think he's corny. I just think he's fucking corny. Like, you know what I mean? Like that he banks on the whole half white, half black thing and whatever, like mixed feelings like a mulatto. Fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like I just don't care. You know what I mean?
But you don't dislike white people because you had Lisa Bella on, which was one of the best interviews. Like I
She's
love
one of
that
the whitest
interview.
motherfuckers I've ever spoken to in my life, and I love Lisa. You know what I mean? Like I
You mean
love Lisa.
physically, she's one of the whitest.
Yeah. But I love Lisa, and I love that we were able to have that open dialogue and that candid conversation, because it's a conversation that needs to be had with people who share the same passion for the same thing. You know what I mean? What I just don't like is white boys who are just good enough
Okay.
getting the publicity and the marketing that the black rappers who are exemplary are not getting.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Meaning because the white boys have a safer bag. They could be packaged a little bit better or whatever the case may be. Or they might just have a better network. That's what a lot of being white comes down to is the network, right?
That is true.
It's like who do you know? You know what I mean? Who's in your corner? Where it's like you from the hood, your mom raised you on food stamps. Who the fuck you thought she was gonna know? You know what I mean? A pimp, a drug dealer, or whatever. Like, and I'm not shitting on niggas. I'm just this is real life shit.
No, I'm saying it's true. It is. If you don't know an investor or you don't know anybody in the music industry, you can't go nowhere.
Right. So and that's what it comes down to. And a lot of the times you see, these white dudes who look at black guys as just a ticket where they're like, we're gonna sell X amount of records off of this guy's talent, and we're gonna make sure he sees very little of it. I'm not okay with that. But all in all, man, I mean, like, racism is a very real thing, right? I will never hold my tongue and bite my tongue off of what's going on. Like, I will always call a spade a spade. I'll be out of pocket sometimes. I ain't gonna front. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be on some shit. I'll be on some left shit. But whatever, I'll own my shit. Like, you know what I mean? If I say it, then I meant it. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we can't. I can't knock you. At least you own it and you recognize what it is that you stand in dealing with it. I do want to ask you though, because you have two. Well, technically one. Is it one co-host or technically two?
I have two co-hosts.
Okay.
It's never all three of us because I just don't like. I just don't like doing that. I think
why
it's too much. I think it's too much. It's too many perspectives on the hosting angle, because a lot of the times, you got three co-hosts, one guest. It's like, yo, what we doing? We ganging up on this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, or this girl or whatever. I don't think it's necessary, and I think each co-host that I have on the show bring completely different things to the atmosphere of the conversation. So I don't really feel like it's necessary, to be honest. They do different things and they're really good at what they do, but I don't know. We're not there yet. I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I like the flow of the show and what you're doing, and it seems like you pick. I don't know if they pick like, hey, you having so and so, I want to be on here because, or how that works.
For the most part, they jump in and say tag me in, right? You know what I mean? So a lot of it is scheduling as well. You know what I mean? Life, people got lives. You know what I mean? So, if I got a solo dolo it, then I'll do that. But I love the energy that's bounced off of, each one of those guys. So yeah, I mean, I love the dynamic.
Yeah, I like how Belle's just the great. I think it's under. She checks you. Like you be saying some stuff sometimes that be like you said, far left.
Me and Bells, we go way back since I was a kid. Like her brother and I were really close. We like a year apart in high school, and he passed my senior year on some random, like a random heart attack, like heart failure. I forget what exactly. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like right before, right after I signed out, like senior sign out day. That week, I wasn't going to school, obviously, and somebody gave me the call, and it was crazy. I was supposed to do like a documentary about his life, and I did that. We recorded everything, we filmed everything, and you're talking about 2008, 2009. We was doing this on like not even 1080p, maybe 720. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It was a little grainy, and then I lost everything. My hard drive got wiped. Like everything was crazy. It never was released. But I just love
Oh
her
wow.
energy, and I
Okay.
love, her views on music. She has an amazing voice, and she's never used it as like, professionally, like as far as like, pursuing a music career and things of that nature. Like, she sang at church and things of that nature. But I wanted to do something with her, and I thought that all our personalities are opposite enough, but not so crazy different that it would work. You know what I mean? And yeah, and here we are. And Cash is my right hand man. Cash, that's my dog. Like, you know what I mean? Cash is, I'm a, you know what I mean? Like, I can't escape that guy. He's the godfather of my firstborn. You know what I mean? He's my little bro. And I think, with him watching what we were creating,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, you know what? Like, it's time for me to jump in here because um he had a lot to say. And I said, yo, you want to say all this shit? Come on the show and let's talk about it. And it works. Chemistry is amazing, and the people love it. So we're gonna keep it going.
Absolutely. You definitely have to. Because, like I said, I'm a fan of the show. I stopped, like I said,
Thank
I
you.
only bring people on that I truly like what they're doing. Like, if I
Yeah,
don't
right.
like what you're doing, I don't want you on my shit. Like, sorry.
I hear you. I hear you. Nah, I hear you. I'm with that.
I don't want to be like that, but sorry. But speaking of what you said, you have 2 babies now, right?
Yeah, I got 2 little
Congratulations.
ones. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And
I
didn't you
got a
just
little
get
girl.
married too?
I got married last year to my lady of, goddamn, how long we been together? Many
You
years.
want
10 plus years.
you one of them?
10 plus years. Look, I was a kid when I met her, okay? Stop it. All right. I was 18
Hey,
years old when I met her.
you in your 30s, right? You in your 30s
I'm
now?
31 now. I'm
Okay.
31 now. So,
So the
12
answer is
years. Like,
yes.
officially, officially we started dating in 2009.
Okay.
So, this upcoming, February will make 11 years dating. I mean, what am I saying? 12 years dating. And I that's the love of my life. You know what I mean? Mother of my child, like my children. And she's an amazing wife. She's an amazing mom. She's like so devoted to being a mother, and she's an educator.
Shout
Um,
out to teachers. They don't get
yeah,
paid enough.
word. No, they definitely don't. Trust me, I know they don't. But she loves what she does, and I just love the support that I get from her. You know what I mean? Like, she's my biggest critic, but she's also my biggest supporter. So, I mean,
That's
shout out
cool.
M.I.A. Machine. You know what I mean?
That's it. You got all the whole machine family, which I thought was absolutely adorable.
You know what I mean?
That's so dope. Shout out to
That's
Black Love, by the way.
thank you, thank
'Cause
you, thank you.
we don't always get Black Love. But shout out to
I
Black Love. When I
appreciate you.
see I
Appreciate
mean,
you.
I'm gonna bring race back into it. When I just say
Look,
it
I
different.
think we just like so my wife's Dominican, right? So it's like, you know, they come from my parents are Haitian. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So we share the same island. We come from the same type of culture. There's a
Oh
lot of,
wow, that's so okay. I get it. All right, got you.
you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of differences in cultures, but there's more similarities than there are differences. You know what I
Got
mean? Like, language is one, obviously, right?
you. Right.
But realistically, like, when I first met her parents, like early in our relationship, it was like, wow, we're very similar. We come from the same cloth. We have the same morals and principles. And I always thought that I could build a life with this woman. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I got shit from some of my black female friends early on, like, oh well, you like them Spanish girls, right? And I'm like, little do you know that she's just like you, fam.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? She's black. She's just as black as you. Like, why? How you think she got any pigment in her? If she
She
was
was
white,
Afro Latina.
right? You know what I mean? Like, she's very fair skinned. I'm not gonna front, but you could tell she's Hispanic. Like, she's Latina. So, I that's the thing that I hate about race, where it's like, oh well, if it's not black, it's not black. Dominicans are black. I don't give a
Okay.
fuck what nobody say. All right, Dominicans are black. All
Where's
right.
Sammy Sosa? Because he said he ain't black.
He was Dominican. He's Dominican, right? Or
Hmm.
was he
Yeah, and he
Cuban?
got
He's
that
one of
Michael.
them shits.
He might be Cuban or Dominican. I don't remember, but I know he
He
looks like
black as fuck.
Michael Jack.
Okay.
No, he's Michael Jackson.
I don't care what he did to himself. He black as fuck. I remember Sammy Sosa when I was growing up, and until Sammy Sosa died, he gonna be that black ass Sammy Sosa that I know. when he was on some, I mean, Salvador Gigante shit. You know what I mean? So that nigga, he's black. I don't care what nobody else is. Look, he's bugging. He's having an identity crisis. Okay,
Okay.
that's the shit that I don't like. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like that's extreme. You're really augmenting your appearance so you can feel a little more secure about who you are. That's next level crazy. That's a mental illness.
Hmm.
I mean, and that needs to be checked as such. But that doesn't like just because you change your appearance doesn't change who you are. So I don't care what nobody said. He black.
Okay. Well. I mean, whatever he wants to go by, that's
He's black.
the world we live in. Whatever he wants to go by. But if people want to hear more from you, how can they find your show?
So you can find me CWTFB Radio. I know it's spelled with a W. We say dub. CWTFB Radio. That's on all podcast platforms. Find us on YouTube, youtube.com/CWTFB Radio. Find me on Instagram, Charlie.Masheen, Charlie.Masheen. Twitter, Charlie_Masheen. Just find me anywhere. I mean, find Bells the Great, my co-host, Cash G__. We everywhere. We building the culture out here, and we building something that we want to last for a very, very long time and put on and create other opportunities for people.
Yeah, because you're choosing what the future brings. That's what
Choose
you're
what
doing.
the future brings. Yeah. That's what it means. Choose what the future brings. CWTFB, man.
See, I do a little research. So I
Yeah, I
want
see
to
you. You're a
appreciate.
great interviewer. I like that.
I try. I do my best.
Man.
I do my best. But I appreciate you coming all the way from Boston. I ain't gonna call you Keisha no more. I'm gonna let it go. You no longer Keisha Cole. We back buddies again. But one day I'm gonna go to Boston. I've never been to Boston ever. But
If
one
you
day
ever in Boston, Lisa, come check me, man. Like we gonna have fun. You know what I mean?
you got it. So I
Oh, yeah.
appreciate you coming, but because you have such an amazing, like your voice is, because that's what stopped me.
Thank you.
It was your voice. I was like, he
Thank
has
you.
that voice for radio. He has one of those voices that I say, whatever you need me to do, I will do it. You just
that's honestly, that's what I really want to do. Like I really want to get into, voice acting and I want my voice to be a voice that they don't even care to see the face, just love the voice. You know what I mean? I've been told for years that I should get paid on my voice, and here we are. You know what I mean? We gonna have fun with it, and we gonna talk some shit, but we gonna get some work done too while we at it. You know what I mean?
you always got to get paid. At the end of the day, that's what
Yeah.
the bag is for. But I got to get you to say that you've been to Millennialz Anonymous.
And I've been to Millennialz Anonymous. You know what time it is, baby.
See, I see, and we millennials with the connection. I appreciate you. I'm not gonna hold you no more.
Synergy,
You've been
sis.
sitting in the car, and
I'm over here sweating and shit. I got this fucking big ass coat on. I'm about to go get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? My barber's like, yo, where you at? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
all right, go get your hair cut. But I appreciate you. You can come back anytime you want to.